Welcome to episode 78 of the Family Geekery Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And today we're going to be finishing off our Ninja Turtle November with the final installment. We're going to be talking about The Last Ronin.
Woohoo!
I was waiting for a woohoo from Amber also.
Woohoo!
But before we do that, let's talk about what's going on with us. Anything going on with our geeky weeks this week? Who's going to start it off?
I'm trying to remember what I did this week.
I'll start.
Okay, good.
It's not something that I did individually, but as a family, we played some games as a Thanksgiving activity.
Yeah, what games did we play?
I forget their names. One was called Moose Master.
No,
Oh, crap.
it was Penguin Panic, made by the people who made Moose Master.
But we played
close.
that one.
We played that one a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Penguin Panic and Moose Master, made by the same company.
Obviously, she's the one who brought the games, right?
Yeah. I enjoyed them. They're silly, but competitive. And if you want to hate your family, I would recommend.
Penguin Panic's a little less hateful, I think.
Yeah.
But Moose Master's a little more fun.
I agree.
Yeah, we had some family in town for Thanksgiving, so we didn't have a lot of time to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I played any games at all. It was a gameless holiday.
Oh my gosh.
Not even
Wow.
turkey. Not even that kind of game.
Yeah, we had ham.
That was a foul pun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you've been too busy looking at your Facebook dad jokes and burdening the rest of the family with those.
Dad jokes do
Definitely.
take up a lot of my time. What about you, Amber? Any other games besides the ones we played together?
I don't think so. I've been hitting my usual. There is a big Sims sale going on right now, I guess, for like Black Friday, Cyber Monday type stuff. A lot of packs on sale. I, of course, have most of the packs. But I picked up the newest one, Horse Ranch, which was on sale. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, waiting for that next expansion pack to come out in early December.
Nice.
Yeah, so Danny, you can go ahead and benefit off of that.
When I open Sims once a year, it'll be like, you have 5 new downloads. Great. Amber got me a gift.
Merry Christmas, Danny. I did finish The Magician's Nephew. I did a little bit of research into this, actually, and by that I mean a quick Google search. It was not the first book written by C.S. Lewis, but it is the first book chronologically, and that's how Spotify has them set up, so that's how I'm listening to them. But I finished that, and I'm about probably halfway through The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Good thing about traveling for the holidays is I can listen to a good couple of chapters in the car, so I've been reading those and enjoying them. It's really cool. We'll have to do a Narnia episode at some point, but just seeing how similar already the movie adaptation was to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I grew up with the cartoons, and then they did the BBC live action version, which was okay, but it wasn't, BBC in the 80s or 90s didn't exactly have the biggest special effects budget. So fast forwarding a little bit to Disney's version was obviously a pretty big difference quality wise.
I'll have to watch the cartoons. Maybe we can watch those when we do our eventual Narnia episode.
For sure.
But I feel like we've been saying, let's do a Narnia episode for a long time, or maybe I've been saying that because I loved those movies when I was a kid.
The Unfinished Journey.
The Unfinished Journey. But I don't know. I don't know if I read this, if this is real or what, but they might be remaking them or doing some other adaptation of the Narnia books, and I'm excited for that rumor if that is true.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we could have Timothy Chalamet be one of the Narnia kids.
Oh, I was thinking Mr. Tumnus.
Me too.
Though they've got to bring James McAvoy back, because that was, I don't know, the first thing I saw him in probably, and so that's my favorite of his roles. Sorry, young Professor X.
I'm sure he takes no offense. Although his roles when he played the crazy guy.
Oh, I forgot about Split.
Those were good.
That's got to be his best roles ever.
Oh, yeah.
Playing 7 different characters.
Yeah, that was great. Besides that, we went to the King's Dominion Winter Fest. Is that what they call it?
Winterfest.
Yeah. I've gone many years and I still don't know these names. So Dad and I checked that out. It was my first time there this season. Saw some cool shows, and of course they had it all laid out, all nice and pretty.
Very pretty. Lots of hot chocolate too.
Lots of hot chocolate.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a little cold.
Little cold, but adds to the spirit of things, because it's not been the most festive and wintry here yet.
At least they have little heaters if you can find an empty one.
They had some fire pits too outside. We saw.
Yeah.
And
with
we both
kids
made
playing in them.
Yeah.
Oh. Festive.
And we both wrote letters to Santa. I of course asked Santa to learn how to tell Riot to learn how to balance their game.
And I wrote a very heartfelt message to Santa.
Yes.
I read it. It was very nice.
Something about Fortnite, right?
Fork knife.
Did you write fork knife?
Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else before we get into this episode?
Yeah, we watched Blue Beetle.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We did watch Blue Beetle.
And Danny was upstairs.
I was asleep.
Sleepy.
What?
She was eepy.
I was eepy.
You missed a pretty good movie.
You missed Mr. Electricity Dad.
Yeah.
What?
And probably my favorite role of his.
Yeah, he was epic in that.
I almost have to watch it again just to see or hear all of his lines, because some of them were just kind of thrown in there and you didn't hear them in time, but have to put the captions on next time.
I told you.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Good premise. It's like someone watched every other comic book or read every other comic book and sprinkled little pieces of it in there. There's little bits of Spider-Man, little bits of Green Lantern, little bits of everything.
It's okay, DC. We know you can be original sometimes. But yeah, enjoyable movie. Probably one of my favorite DC movies. I don't know. I'm blanking on other ones that I've liked.
Nice.
We've yet to see the Marvels, though.
Nope, haven't seen that yet. It'll be on Disney Plus in a couple weeks, probably.
You've got to finish Ms. Marvel.
I do. I should probably finish that first.
She's probably going to be the saving grace of that movie if there is one.
That and the Flurkin.
There's a Flurkin in it?
I think there's many Flurkin.
Goose. Goose the cat.
Aww.
They may have put in a scene of Minnie Flurkin just to appease the audience.
Are you serious?
I thought I saw that somewhere.
Oh.
That, and apparently they put in some K-pop star just for no reason.
Wait, what?
Yeah, or K-pop or K-actor. I'm not sure which.
Now I've got to look it up.
Uh-oh, she's Googling.
Oh, this guy. I recognize his face. I don't know what he's in, though. Park Seo-joon. He was in Parasite! Okay, not the main actor in Parasite, but... Anyways. Good K-drama actor in there, I guess.
For all of 40 seconds.
Oh.
Nice.
Maybe more than that. I just read the clickbait.
Yeah.
I don't read the articles.
That's probably some other people's Pat jump scare in the Marvels for them.
Mm-hmm.
all the K girlies.
Is that the real term?
No, I made that up.
Okay.
Wait, are you talking about Pat jump scare or K girlies?
K girlies.
I made that up.
Is it offensive?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll find out. If you're offended, please write podcast@familygeekery.com.
K girlies, K boyos, and KNBs. There we go. We've got them all now.
We'll get our first email.
That's what we've been doing wrong. We just need to upset the audience.
We just need to get canceled.
That'll put us in the news.
All right, well, let's start talking about The Last Ronin. So I had assigned you guys to read this. I think you were both unknowing that it was a 5-issue miniseries.
I just didn't expect us to read the whole thing, but I'm glad we did, because we usually just read a few issues, usually ones that aren't like connected or anything. So
yeah, this one wouldn't have been very good as an incomplete read.
Yeah,
you have to read the whole thing, and we're not going to go in depth into the plot through the whole thing because it's just way too much material. But we will give a warning that if you haven't read it and you're afraid of spoiler alerts, go ahead and go listen to episode 77 while you're waiting, and then go read it, and then come back and listen to this episode. But yeah, so just overall, what did you guys think of the book, the read?
It was entertaining.
It was.
Now, admittedly, none of us are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles experts.
No, we're not stans.
We're not experts. I grew up in the right time frame, but I was preoccupied with my G.I. Joe and Transformers and Star Wars.
And
so I wasn't a huge, not that I wasn't a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because they were certainly very popular, but I just wasn't a close follower of the cartoons or comics or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the overall lore, and it was interesting to kind of read this as my first real read of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because obviously this is somewhat of the closing of the overall grand story. And I don't know if you guys read the afterword at the end of the whole thing. I know that would have been extra credit for Danny, so she probably didn't read it.
I got to the last page and I was like, whoa.
So you skip past all the cool art at the end too?
There was some really cool art at the end.
I saw a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is kind of the bookend of the series, starting back in 1984 or whatever, in their basement with their $1,200 investment into a couple copies to bring to a Comic-Con, and then what do you say, 38 years later, here we are closing out the story, but it still said at the end, to be continued. But yeah,
to be continued.
It was a heck of a story to read as being our first foray into the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, usually when we do episodes on comics, we read their first appearance and their backstory and stuff. We got the backstory from the TV show a little bit, but we don't usually read the downfall of the Ninja Turtles as our comics for our what do we call these, portraits? What do we? Spotlights. That's what we call them. Good memory, Danny.
Episode 78.
Yeah, so we knew the premise going into it. The Last Ronin, meaning that there was one turtle left, and his mission was to avenge his fallen brothers and father.
Yeah.
To avenge his family. avenge his honor. And so we knew that much. And I even actually Googled what a Ronin is, because we've heard the term, but I didn't know if it was a real, like how real that term is. But apparently a Ronin is a warrior without a master anymore.
Oh.
So they would roam the countryside and just help out people.
Okay.
So we read that Peach Momoko story a while back, and that was kind of like that. One of the stories where the mutant was going from town to town and kind of helping out the villagers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew the premise of the story, but we really didn't know much more than that. We knew there was a turtle left. We didn't know who it was. He's going to go avenge things, and that's exactly how it all starts off. And he just flat out assaults the very place that he needs to assault to go kill the last of the enemy line. And what are they called? The
Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan, but the family is the Oruko or Osoko or something like that. This being, in this case, Shredder's grandson.
Yeah.
Right. And the telling of the story jumps back and forth through a couple different timelines, past, present, and it gets a little confusing. It starts off easy with different color schemes. You caught that, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to catch that. But then there was, in the future, or not in the future, but in the present time, there was a couple different simultaneous, like, present and very close past.
Yeah, like a training montage type stuff.
Yeah. So it got a little confusing. I guess there was a haircut in there to help us out a little bit. That's always helpful.
That is
either
helpful.
An outfit change or a haircut to help us understand what timeline we're in. That's always helpful. But yeah, so it's not just, hey, everybody's dead, let's go have a fight. It's everybody's dead, let's go have a fight. It doesn't go well. Let's kind of see how we got to where we are, see how everybody died, see what's happening in the world, not just in the world of the Ronin that's going to attack the tower, but in the world surrounding him that he doesn't know about because he thought everybody was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a great way to tell this story.
Now, see, when you were pitching this to us, you were like, oh yeah, you don't know which turtle it is. And you don't for most of the first issue. But I was actually surprised that they did, reveal who the Last Ronin was so early, being like the cliffhanger of the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, like, yeah, it adds so that you can see how the other turtles died and how their stories played out and how that impacts the one who survived. But I don't know. I want to see, like, an alternate of, like, what if we didn't know who the last one was,
Mm-hmm. I had the same thought. I thought they were going to keep it unanimous until, like, the end.
Yeah. But they bring back, some old characters, so it's obvious that, like, those characters are going to know who the last turtle is, so might as well tell us who the last turtle is.
Yeah, it's kind of neat how he's carrying all the weapons at the beginning, so you can't tell which one he is, and he doesn't have a mask on. So yeah, that was kind of neat. I was, like you said, surprised at the end of the episode, or end of the first issue. But were either of you trying to read, like, so in his mind, his brothers are with him, kind of commenting with him the whole way? Were you trying to read into their dialect to figure out which ones they were?
I'm sure if I knew the turtles better, I'd be able to figure that out, or at least attempt to figure it out, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't see
knew
the
I
word
wouldn't
pizza.
know. I wouldn't know which one was which. But if I knew better, I probably could have.
But I guess, well, let me check something real quick, because hindsight's always 2020. Yeah, I guess the thought bubbles, like the narration bits in the comic, are a particular color that kind of might give it away in hindsight. But maybe they just picked that color just because it pops out against all the grays and browns. I don't know. The thought bubbles are orange for all the people who haven't read the comic, which I guess gives away who the last turtle is. Spoilers.
Orange Bird?
Orange Bird! Yeah!
Orange Bird, the Last Ronin.
They need a variant cover.
Yeah, that's what I want to see now.
With a little cloak on and
all the weapons.
All the weapons dangling from her belt. His belt?
I don't know.
Their belt.
Yay.
Bird's belt.
Storming the Tiki Bird Tower.
Dole whip in one hand. Katana in the other, maybe.
Well, the Tiki Birds kind of have the four brothers already.
Yeah.
So that would make Orange Bird Splinter.
Ooh, nice.
Orange Bird the Sensei. And the four parrots. Or parakeets. Or
Does that make Iago Shredder?
Yeah, so we had the little reveal there at the end of the first issue. And then that's where it kind of takes a turn into retelling some of the past from April's point of view.
Spoiler alert, April's in it.
Well, 2/4 of her are.
Oh.
But yeah, so she apparently in the last 38 years, in between the first TV show that we watched and this comic, she's gone from being a reporter to a scientist.
Yeah.
Very skilled scientist at that.
Kind of tracks because she was like reporting on the science stuff.
Okay.
But maybe her life is different in the comics. We don't know.
And when she first calls out for Casey, now I had told you guys the existence of Casey, but I didn't really explain who Casey was.
Yeah, you were like, oh, Casey's in the video game. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, he was a pretty main character in the shows and the comics, and he always wore the hockey mask and fought with the hockey stick. So if you saw one of the variant covers had Casey Marie with the hockey stick on her back, that's why. And I think she might have had a hockey mask on. But yeah, when she first calls out for Casey, I thought maybe she was having like delusions in her head too.
Yeah.
But
because it looked like she was looking right at that hockey mask in that frame.
Yeah, it was kind of hanging over there. But as it turns out, she's got a daughter named Casey Marie. And I kind of like that character, other than the Robin mask that she wears.
Yeah, that was a little silly.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that mask, I really like the character.
She had to match the Ronin.
Yeah, it kind of breathed some new life into the title, and based on the epilogue at the end of it, looks like they may have future plans for her and her friends.
Yeah. I liked her character too. I thought it was interesting to take the route that she is also a mutant just because Casey and April have spent so much time with the mutants. I don't know how that really works scientifically, but I don't know. I kind of like that idea because then maybe she can do something with that post-epilogue.
I think there's no real scientific proof that it couldn't work. True,
I guess. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a neat little twist, and it's neat that Michelangelo picked up on it also. I guess based on sparring with her or something.
Yeah, but Casey Marie, she's the typical kind of like sassy teenager, like just wanting to get into the fight, get into it, but also leading or part of a underground revolution, I guess, against the Foot Clan's corrupted New York City.
And did you catch that she was also the motorcycle? It was her motorcycle that got stolen at the beginning
was
of
it?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe because like they both had black hair, but I didn't know for sure if it was meant to be the same character.
Yeah, because when they talked about, or when she talked about having her group or her gang, I was like, oh, was it her motorcycle gang with the guy with the funny glasses and the dude with the mohawk?
Oh, and it was okay. I didn't pay enough attention to the gang.
It was really when she was talking about running into Michelangelo when he got hurt, and being the one that found him and helped him. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember April's daughter helping somebody, but we didn't know about April's daughter yet. So I had to flip back to the first issue to see who was it that found, and it was the motorcycle gang was the one that found him near death in the streets.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was a good little plot twist. From I'm gonna steal your motorcycle to now I'm your sensei.
Yeah, let me help you out and get the cops off your trail.
Yeah, good storytelling of the past. We learn about April's past. We learn about the past of what happened to the fallen turtles and Splinter. And it was neat how they told those stories and how they went to a different art style to go to that past.
Yeah.
So we had the present, we had the past, and then we had the past.
And we had a different art style.
Completely different art style.
We had a different art style for when Michelangelo was directly telling somebody about what happened in the past from like telling the audience what happened in the past.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that part?
Yeah, that was kind of neat.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is a different art, a new different art style, the like black and white parts.
I like those. Those were cool.
I like that because it's like, I don't know, memory kind of fades and stuff like that.
And it had a very Japanese, like if we were to go to ancient Japan and start reading scrolls, that's what it would look like to me.
More like painterly, strokey, and scratchy-ish. I got like scratchy vibes.
Yep.
Did you say Michelangelo was your favorite turtle?
Me? I've always been a Donatello guy.
Oh, you're okay. I was kind of sad that Leonardo wasn't the Last Ronin. Made me sad, but Mikey's cool too. One thing that was different for me is you always think about, the Ninja Turtles being so like upbeat and positive and hey, we're gonna get pizza after we beat up these bad guys. And then this was just a complete turn from that. Like everything's dark and like post-apocalyptic kinda, and we've got these meanies running New York City and everything sucks and there's RoboCops and bad stuff happening and gangs in the street, and it's just not the Ninja Turtle vibes, which was interesting to see that turn.
No pizza.
Well,
the only thing that you guys are referencing is the few cartoons that we watched and the video game that we watched. And the video game was very much like the cartoons, and the cartoons were sole intent was to sell toys. So the comic book itself was not like those at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the comic book that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird wrote was very dark. And I'm not sure they really liked how bright and upbeat the comics or the cartoons were. But at that point, they were just probably just grabbing on and taken that for a ride. Things were in motion, and they were making good money. They were able to do this full time now, so I think they had to allow some creative differences from the cartoons to the comics to keep the machine rolling.
Oh, well, that's how I picture it, I guess, from newer cartoons also, and that newer movie, even though I still haven't seen it, but it looks also like very happy, or at least like very kid friendly.
So now that you've read the book, now let's go back and revisit what I said last week about there potentially being a video game being made about this book, or in the world of this book.
Did you say it was going to be like an RPG type?
It's going to be, more like an action RPG.
Okay.
I heard it described as a God of War style game, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
So
that would be really cool.
You'd be playing
that would be interesting.
The main hero, maybe making an assault, killing a bunch of robots and those pesky flying things.
You know what this book reminded me a lot of, actually?
What's that?
And I don't know which came first, but Stray. Like the world that they live in, like how New York City is kind of layered, like, there's the sewers and then like the grounds people and then like the other people way up high. It reminded me of Stray a lot.
You asking for a crossover?
Oh, yeah.
A Stray Ninja Turtle crossover.
That'd be so cute. That's exactly what they need. They need a little cat.
Oh.
With a little thing on its back that flies off and starts talking.
Pizza cat.
Pizza cat.
Pizza cat.
And the cat is orange, too. It matches.
Well, all we have to do is fundraise, buy both IPs, and we can make it happen.
Oh, geez. I'll more likely convince these guys to buy the sweet, sweet indie game Stray from the devs. Just hear me out. Might sound crazy, but you need a cat in your game.
Yeah, that was a neat setting that game was in.
Yeah, this reminded me a lot of that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, so that would be a good game if it comes to fruition.
I wonder how, like, what time period it would take. Like, would it be before the, like, start of this comic? Or, like, would you just play out this story? I don't know what it would be.
It would be a weird feeling to only have control of one turtle, because every other game you can play all the turtles. So that would be a strange departure, but
well, maybe you can have like force spirits of the other ones that you can talk to while you're resting at your campfire or whatever.
Oh yeah, and then just like the final battle of this book, you could invoke the different weapons.
Yeah.
To honor your brethren, your turtle brethren. That was neat how he worked all the other weapons into it, and then as soon as he pulled out the nunchucks, I was like, "Oh, it's go time now."
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't have those earlier. Like another hindsight thing, I guess, is he had all the other weapons. He had the like broken katana and the bow staff and the sai. But instead of nunchucks, he had these like EMP little, I don't know, nightsticks type things.
Yeah, I forget what those are called. It is a ninja type weapon, kind of the nightstick with the handle on the side of it. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of neat to see those worked in as an alternate to, I guess, not give away who he was right away.
Yeah.
But then the artwork at the end, did you see how they kind of featured all of the weapons in their final resting place?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was really neat. I could see those as wall pieces.
For
sure.
Yeah,
they definitely look really cool.
A little morbid, but
pretty morbid.
But a neat little, tiny little tribute.
Well, in the comics or the cartoons or whatever, are April and Casey a thing, or is that like kind of like a throw them together for this, story?
I forget. I think they were a thing. I'm not sure how much of a thing.
Okay.
I thought in the flashback, they were going to be announcing that they were a couple, or announcing that they were getting married.
I think that's what it was.
Well, I think they were announcing something different.
Oh, you think they were announcing their pregnancy?
Yeah, because timeline-wise, like, didn't everything blow up right then?
Yeah,
but
I thought she didn't know she was pregnant until after Casey was dead.
Yeah, she found out at the hospital.
Yeah. So I think they were gonna announce their engagement or marriage or something.
Yeah, I guess that could be. That was neat. She came home with a new arm, a new leg, and a new baby.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Anything else before we wrap up this episode?
I liked the epilogue.
Oh yeah, the little
baby turtles.
Little baby turtles.
I wonder if Casey Marie is gonna give them some of her little mutant juice.
Well,
canon name, by the way, mutant juice.
April had already extracted some from Michelangelo, so
yeah, just shove it in the others. But like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna rename all the turtles to the same, or are they gonna be like not Renaissance artists, but like maybe Baroque musicians, or like
I know 4 Baroque musicians.
This is Beethoven.
I'm one of them.
This is isn't there one named like Ludwig, Wolfgang, Amadeus? Yeah. Those names are probably in the wrong order.
I think you got a couple names in there. Yeah, that'd be cool. You'd have Beethoven, Chopin, and all the other greats. Mozart.
Yeah, that's one. I don't know if they're Baroque. I don't know anything about... There's too many time periods in England, Europe. But I don't know if they do... I guess it does say to be continued, but when they do decide to bring back the Ninja Turtles, I hope it's not just, hey guys, we've reincarnated the same ones. I think it'd be cool to invent some new characters.
Yeah.
Because it'd be kind of weird to just be like, hey, they all died, but also here they are. They're new, but they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like so many people do that. But I think the Ninja Turtles, even though they are iconic and they have the 4 iconic characters, I hope they don't just like recycle.
Well, I wonder like how much Nickelodeon had to say with this, now that they own the stuff, and all they have to do is like flip a switch and they can start a new series of cartoons.
Right.
And here comes Kevin saying, hey, I've got a brand new book. Everybody's dead. Nickelodeon's like, wait a minute. we want to split off this into a different timeline, or we want to split this off into a different universe, because we got some kids shows to make here. This is Nickelodeon here. This isn't HBO Max.
So I'm looking at these cute little turtles right now. And they all have different shells. Like shell styles, shell patterns. Is that something that the other turtles have? Because I'm also Googling pictures right now. And they all seem to have the same shell.
You'd be different turtle breeds.
But these turtles all have different shells.
You have a box turtle, a sea turtle.
A sea turtle would be fun.
Sea turtle only.
And if only Raphael was a sea turtle. He drowned.
Whoa, dude. You can have Crush voice the sea turtle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just Squirt and Crush, and they're the Ninja Turtles now.
And the turtle from The Tortoise and the Hare.
And then Franklin.
Yes, Franklin.
I want Ninja Turtle
Franklin.
He knows how to tie his shoes and count by twos.
All right, Danny.
And now he knows how to use a bow staff.
I've got a commission for you. Show me Ninja Franklin. He can be the alternate cover for one of our first comics. I wonder if we could scrape together enough donations to buy the Franklin IP.
Ooh.
Reboot that into a ninja show.
That might be more doable than buying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Stray.
I mean, you don't want to buy the Franklin IP and just make another Franklin show for kids, because
all the kids who watch Franklin are grown up and read Ninja Turtles now.
Exactly. They want something more adult.
Yeah. Adult Franklin.
Adult Franklin. Hopped up on pizza and energy drinks.
Yeah. I could do more than tie my shoes now.
I can count by twos. Well, I never got past that one. Cool. I think that's a good place to leave this now that we've got a mission to go find the IP holders of Franklin. Who is it? Sprout, or is it?
Sprout's
Noggin?
Probably dead.
PBS Kids.
I don't know.
I just saw Noggin is offering a Black Friday sale on their subscription. I didn't know they were still around. But yeah, so this is a good place to wrap this one up. If you haven't read The Last Ronin yet, go find it. You can either find it in the individual issues, or you can find it in a trade paperback. Go find it, read it, enjoy it, and then listen to the rest of this episode that you skipped through. Wait, how'd they be listening to us now? Darn it.
I don't know. Read it again. It's good.
Read it again. Go back and find some of those things that we rediscovered talking about it.
Yeah, like the different turtle shells. That's seriously gotta mean something.
We'll have to wait to find out.
All right, Ninja Turtles, hit me up when you need name suggestions.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this episode, and it's going to wrap up our Ninja Turtle November. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, let us know. Send us a message on one of our socials, or send us a message at podcast@familygeekery.com. Let us know what you thought about it, and let us know what other kind of IPs we can spend a month talking about. So that's going to wrap it up. We thank you as always for listening. Be sure to check out our socials, see what's going on there. Reach out, say howdy.
Howdy.
Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. We've got the holidays coming up.
Merry Christmas.
So we'll be back next week with a new episode. And until next time,
peace
out
and geek out.
That was good.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.